You've mentioned brotherhood, you've mentioned men quite a few times right now. What is the message to men out there? And do you find that a lot of the people that listen to you are men? And do you find that that message has been lost over the last decade or so?
Yeah, that's a great question. I follow a lot of men. We follow a lot of the similar men, and I've changed over the years. And so I think Nick's answer to you right now would be a little bit more aggressive a few years ago. But I think I've evolved a little bit and have a little bit more compassion. So let me just elaborate on this answer. I think men definitely have lost their ways, but I think that it's necessary, because on the other side of loss is found. And I think everything is cyclical, right? Everything is cycles. And so I'm sure you've heard the cycle before of like, great people create great times create weak people create hard times create tough people, or great people, and the cycle repeats. And I think it's cyclical, and I think the pendulum always swings. And I think now the pendulum is swinging the other way, where we realize that we need heart-centered masculine. And I'm going to get a bunch of shit for this, but it's fine, right? I believe heart-centered masculine is way more valuable than what they call the toxic masculinity. And let me elaborate on this. There's a difference between immature masculine and mature masculine. Immature masculine is you using your narcissistic, manipulating ways to get what you want because you're a man. And then there's mature masculine, which these are the warriors in a garden, right? These are men who can be savage, but they're also grounded. They're also heart-centered. They also know how to regulate their nervous system. They know how to heal things. They know how to articulate and communicate in a way that influences not just one group, but a whole group. They're next level, right? And I think we need more heart-centered men. And I think I'd get a lot of shit for that, because it's like, no, we need to be tough and we need to be this. Of course we need to be that, but I want to be whole. Some of you are just so hard because you've never dealt with the trauma. I can smell the trauma in your interview that you've never dealt with. And although that it has made you extremely successful, you can only heal your people as much as you're willing to heal yourself. You can only meet your people where you've been before. And so for me, I want to be a heart-centered masculine man where I can be a savage, but there's also this compassionate, empathetic, deep, meaningful, emotional side of me as well. I want to be a savage in all areas. Okay, you're a savage in business and working out. Are you a savage in healing? Well, healing's not for men. You learn that from a broken man. You learn that from a man who didn't heal his things. And so let me tie this in a bow here.
Peter Thiel took $500,000 and turned it into $1 billion using the exact same techniques we're using inside the investment club. He met a CEO, his name was Zuckerberg. He pitched him the deal and he said, okay, I'll give you $500,000. Mark went public and sold the shares to people like you. Well, what happened to Peter? Well, he exited and got a 2,300x return. The wealthy invest in early stage companies, folks. The public markets are for suckers. It's a rigged game. By the way, this happens in crypto as well. It's called pre-sale tokens. This is Solana. Does anybody know this chain? They sold pre-sale tokens for 4 cents. And you can see the date on there, April 5th, 2018. Look at Solana today, folks. That thing's up over 1,000x. The media and Wall Street and all these hype people get you to buy the top. Meanwhile, they put their clients in at the bottom and they use you for liquidity to make their clients rich. You can play this same game. You just have to have the financial education and the deal flow. That's it.
I believe that men need to lead from the front. They need to be in great shape. They need to have a purpose. They need to be a provider. They need to be a protector. And they also need to know how to create a safe space for other people to heal and deal with their stuff as well. Because as men, I think we are and women, but I think a lot of men are the lineage leaders in their bloodline. Meaning that pain is passed down the bloodline until someone's ready to feel it. And the moment you're the one that feels it, that heals it, what a legacy. You may not be around, but your offspring isn't going to have the same challenges and the same trauma that you've had to deal with. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I think that's subjective. But I take on the obligation of being the one in my family that changes the bloodline forever. And I take that near dear to my heart. And I think women, don't get me wrong, women can be lineage leaders as well. I just think me, from a man to a man, I can relate to men more than I can relate to women. So I'm calling forth the men to be the one. Women can do it as well. But if you're a man listening right now as well, be the one in the family that changes everything. And when you're tired, when you're insecure, when you feel like you want to give up, remind yourself that your whole entire bloodline is like watching your movie right now. And is this a movie that they would watch, or is this a movie that they would walk out of? And so I just take it to heart to be the one. And I think you're the one in your family. And I think our peers that we hang out with, they're the ones in our family. There's kind of a common pattern that we're the one in our family. But guess what? Anyone can decide to be the one. The women can decide, the men can decide. It all takes a decision. And it's also easier to be like, I'm not the one, so I don't have much pressure. Now I'd rather be the man in the arena. And so shout out to the men who are being the one and leading from the front. So that's what I'd like to see, is more men leading from the front, but also not shit-talking other men.
Yeah, yeah.
The brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's like the example, like the golden age of bodybuilding. The golden age of bodybuilding, you would go in and you would lift with your bros and you would spot each other and everybody would lift you up and it would be great. Now you go into the gym and it's like, who's bigger, who's badder? There's not a sense of brotherhood. We've lost it.
Yeah, brotherhood's complicated because your brothers push you, but they also pick you up, like that wrestling room.
Yeah.
They motivate you. They also tell you when you're wrong. That's the kind of masculinity we need. It's interesting, I was just having flashbacks to being a parent and being a father. And my youngest, his name's Caden, he's 8 years old. And when I'm the masculine that works on me, which is, I can talk a lot of shit to myself and it's just not good enough and there's no excuses, but it doesn't work on him. And when I try to be that masculine to him, he'll turn off. And I catch myself and I just have to okay. And I'll go down, I'll get on his level and I'll be like, what's wrong, Caden? Tell me what's wrong. And I have to talk through his emotions. And if I do it that way, we can solve the problem. Yeah. We can move forward. But if I go back to my usual ways, everything stops. And so like I've learned to just be more of that heart-centered male, and I'm still learning, I'll be learning for a long time, of that fine line. And it's a very fine balance. And you see it in certain men that have it right, and you see it in certain men that don't have it right or they're still learning. It's really important because a great leader gets a great result from his clan. And the result sometimes doesn't mean you have to be what you think is the stereotypical alpha male of whether that's barking orders or this and this and that. That's not what a leader does. A leader finds a solution. And so I'm finding myself trying to listen to that side of me more, you know.
And what a gift that he didn't receive that one version of you, because it pushes you as a father to expand. So he's your greatest teacher.
Yeah.
Your greatest blessing, right? And like you said, like leaders, men, they'll find a way. So like one modality or one communication style isn't always the right one. And it gives you an opportunity to be versatile and to expand. And so what a great gift Caden gave you.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.